back with a full check of the forecast, but before we get to the details, this is a live look from Sugarloaf, and we can kind of see crazy winds right now over there.
Yeah, and snow, and you know that's what skiers like to see right there. And in the end, the mountains, ski resorts like Sugarloaf, like Sunday River, like Wildcat, and a lot of the North Conway area will end up with a surplus of snow out of this.
It's exciting.
It is very exciting because the last storm was not.
Right.
You know, southern Maine got the snow and the mountains did not. So the mountains will do well out of this one, but it's intense, heavy, wet snow.
Yeah.
Not
so the powder we like.
Right, exactly. And the roads are going to be awful up in those areas. I would expect to see on the bottom of the screen some closings and delays in the school districts, and it looks like we do have some down there, remote days, etc. So you can go to our website, you can go to our mobile app and get the latest on any delays or cancellations. There's so much going on right now. We're essentially peaking with this storm, depending on where you are. It's most intense right now in southern Maine, and it will be most intense in eastern Maine in a few hours. We've got a squall line coming in from the west. I do want to show you this rain snow line. It's pretty cool. We use this tool, this debris finder, in the summertime with thunderstorms and to see circulations and to see debris flying in the air from thunderstorms or from tornadoes. Obviously, we don't get many tornadoes around here. But right in here, you can make out the rain snow line, and it's flying north through the Oxford Hills and through the lakes up closer to Route 2 now. So south of this, it's rain. North of it's puking snow, heavy, wet snow north of that line right there. Elsewhere, it's in the 40s. We're melting snow fast, where we got a lot of it over the weekend. And this squall line right here is intense, and it includes some big wind gusts. And I think our power outages are just going to fly up right now. In fact, I just checked before we came on air a second ago. We're up to 20,000 outages in the CMP district. So yeah, there's going to be a lot, unfortunately. Up north, before that rain snow line gets to Route 2, it's still very heavy snow, and it's 32 in Bethel, 31 in Weld, Rangeley's 28. So we're doing okay there so far as the temperature goes. It's still below freezing. 34 now in Bangor, rain snow line getting close, still some snow over the interior, several inches on the ground though, so this is going to be a mess when we flip over to rain. Awful commute, like sloppy, slushy, disgusting mess. Down here in the south, where we're melting snow fast and we're going to get about 2 inches of rain, this is where we're most concerned about flooding. Now, obviously, it's a little late to clear off the storm drains, but I think driving this morning down here is going to be a nuisance and a problem. Another problem, these wind gusts over 50 miles per hour now for the coastline, and even up in some of the mountains, the higher terrain areas, we're getting some big wind gusts too. That's going to continue just for a couple of more hours, but the end is near. This flies through by mid-morning, and we almost instantly improve midday, and this afternoon we'll actually see some sunny breaks. So it's going to happen fast. You're going to be like, whoa, that was like whiplash, right? By 9 a.m., it's already better across the south, getting better in eastern Maine as the heavy downpours move on. But your drive this morning is going to be a challenge. A lot of drainage issues, hydroplaning issues, and if you're up in the snow zone, it's going to be very sloppy, slushy, and snowy on the roads. Much better though midday. The precip ends, the wind settles, and we'll even have a few breaks of sun and very mild temperatures too, 45 to 50 degrees. And more good news, if you lose power, we're not getting a flash freeze tonight. Our temp gets down to about 32. Obviously, that's still cold and you still need heat, but at least we're not going to flash freeze everything, and it's not going to be super, super cold. But storm drains will catch up this afternoon, and this evening's commute will be way easier. Aside from a passing shower, we'll actually have some breaks of sun. Tomorrow looks fine, so does Friday, but another storm ejects out of the middle of the country, and it looks almost identical to this one. The main track goes to our west. We'll punch in some warm air, and we'll do snow to rain and get some wind again here on Saturday. Sunday is going to be a blast of cold. That looks more flash freezy to me, if you know what I'm saying. I don't even know that makes sense to you, but it looks a lot colder behind that storm. It doesn't look as intense of a storm as this one, maybe just a little bit less rain, a little bit less snow, and a little bit less wind. But the mountains, again, should get 6+ inches of snow out of it, and the coastline very little, if any. We are howling on the open water. Some of those offshore buoys are measuring wind gusts near 80 miles per hour right now. Seas build 14 to 19 feet. The wind will settle down this afternoon, but obviously you're not going out. You're not going out. So we've got a wild morning with rain and wind. It'll be better this afternoon with partial clearing. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Friday, mostly sunny. And then Saturday, another one, Hannah. More snow changing to rain. And again, it doesn't look like a lot of snow for most of us, but the mountains will do okay from snowfall. Some rain will be intense there on Saturday, wind too. Sunday's a lot colder, and so is the early part of next week with another storm threat. It's another and another and another.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Non-stop.
it's relentless.
Hang in there, everyone.
Yeah, we'll get through this.
Thank you, Todd.
Sure.